Fred Bo Dunning is a licensed marriage and family therapist in California. His office is in Apple Valley. If you are seeking mental or behavioral health help, please reach out to someone in your state. If you're thinking of suicide, please call 911 for emergency help. Statements in this video are not intended as mental health advice. The statements are for educational purposes only. Keep your eyes open for incoming After Duty Vets 2021, all rights reserved.
Welcome to The World According to Bo. I was asked a question by somebody about pulling out of Afghanistan and whether it was a good idea or not. And the answer to that is yes. This is really a lose situation. You know, it has been 20 years. President Biden announced getting the troops out by 9/11. That's not, look at the date. I mean, that'll make it 20 years since that happened. But what people need to realize about Afghanistan is other countries have tried to control it for years, and it's not worked. You know, hell, the Mongols tried to control that area and failed. Alexander the Great tried, the British tried, Russia tried, we've tried. You know, it's like those people don't want to be controlled. They don't want people coming in. They want to do their own thing. Let them do it. You know, Afghan is known as the graveyard of empires for a reason. You know, the mountains are full of tribes that don't have a problem with coming down and attacking you. And, you know, their hit and run to save their way of life is what they do. And it just becomes a problem for forces that think that they can come in and control the environment. You know, it's obvious that the Afghans, which are the people that are on the Pakistani-Afghan border, it's obvious that they want to control their own destiny. You know, the thing is, what most people don't realize is not everyone wants democracy. A democracy works for us, but it doesn't work for everybody. You know, and that's part of the thing. I think we as the United States try to force our will on other people for stuff that they don't want. You know, it sounds good in theory, but it's not necessarily, it doesn't work for everybody. First off, I kind of want to get into the good stuff about pulling out, why it's a good thing to pull out. We won't lose as many troops. We're still losing people, and people are getting injured and stuff like that. So it's really, we'll stop doing that. It reduces deployments. It actually helps families, because the reality is all these deployments hurt families, hurt military families. They don't hurt the average citizens' families. They hurt the military families. You know, it reduces the ops tempos. So actually, the folks in the military might actually be able to raise their kids instead of their spouses doing it. You know, the money can be used elsewhere. We need to start fighting China and Russia about the cyber crap. You know, we can take the money that we put into Afghanistan and use that money elsewhere to start dealing with China and Russia and dealing with all the cyber crap and all the other stuff that they're doing. You know, let's be realistic. They're trying to get back to that superpower status, and they might already be there. And we need to make sure that we have the resources to deal with that. The bad part about pulling out, the Taliban can come back in. That's a given. They're gonna come back in. There's no, this is just my opinion, but there's no reason for them not to. The Afghani women are gonna suffer from this, which sucks. It's really bad. I mean, it's really bad that the women have to put up with the crap that's there, and us pulling out is going to cause a lot more issues with the females over there. You know, one of the other things is losing a foothold in the region. Yeah, you know, we don't have as many troops there as we used to, but we still have a presence there. And that can cause a problem. You know, ethnic cleansing. That's probably going to happen. But there comes a point to where you can't make people do stuff that they don't want to do. And we need to realize that, and that's why pulling out is probably the option that we've chosen to do. One of the biggest things that kind of bugs me is by doing this kind of stuff, and we dealt with it with Vietnam, we dealt with it with Iraq. It's hard on the troops that served over there because they question whether what they fought for and what they suffered for and what they dealt with was worth it. You know, they really struggle with losing their friends for what they feel like is nothing. They feel like they lost their friends for nothing. that we really didn't gain anything out of it. And that's a pretty depressing feeling for a lot of our vets that have served over there. So that's something that we really need to look at and think about, when we're doing this stuff. Think about our veterans. Think about the people who have served over there. What's their thoughts? How do they feel about this? Because we've lost over 2,400 lives, and I can't even get into how many people were injured over there. This country is going to be paying for that for so many years to come because, the VA's budget and everything else. This has been a costly endeavor. And a lot of people are going to wonder, why did we do it if this is the way it's going to end? My guess, though, is that the U.S. will continue to provide resources to the Afghans. Because let's be realistic. This is about money. This is about military-industrial complex. They're going to make money by selling arms. This is what this is about. Every war we go into is backed by all those who build our weapons and our weapon systems and our equipment and our bullets and our ammo and all that stuff. All wars are backed by those people because they make money out of it. And they will continue to make money from Afghans because we'll continue to give them resources and we'll continue to buy stuff to help the Afghan government until it becomes a point to where we finally realize that we can't help them anymore. And one of the biggest things that really bothers me more than anything else is the American people, they don't even realize we're still at war. They think everything's done. And, because less than 1% of Americans have fought since 9/11, 2001. Less than 1% of Americans have sacrificed for this endeavor. Most of the public don't care. It's really frustrating because I was looking at, when Biden made this announcement, I went looking for stuff to talk about for this video, and it took me a while to find something because what was being talked about and what was up front? David Hasselhoff's daughter being on the front page of Playboy magazine in Europe. Yeah, that was one of the headlines. Another one was Britney Spears. I had to actually search for the president's plan to get out of Afghanistan. I had to weed through this crap because the American public don't give a shit anymore. They don't give a shit whether we're at war. They don't give a shit about our sacrifices. That's really frustrating. It really gets me pissed off sometimes because the American public just don't seem to care. They're just going about their lives while everybody else in the military is suffering and veterans are suffering and everything else. They don't seem to care. They give lip service to it, but that's about it. Another big issue that we need to look at too is the United States military has proven time and time and time and time again that we can be anywhere quick. I mean, even Desert Storm, we left and we're flying combat missions 24 hours after we left. One day after we left, we were flying combat missions out of Saudi Arabia during Desert Storm, or Desert Shield as it was called then. I mean, we can leave from anywhere in Europe and be there in no time flat if we need to deal with something. What's the sense in having an aircraft carrying a Navy if we can't launch off of them to fly missions within a couple hours to strike stuff? What's the sense in having all this high-powered stuff if we can't get there quick? We don't need to be boots on the ground there if we need to deal with stuff. We can deploy quick and we can make strikes quick and get out and not have as many boots on the ground and people possibly injured, especially with the advent of the drones now. We got bombers that can leave the United States and fly straight through and do bombing missions and fly straight back. Now, we don't need boots on the ground. We don't need people there if we want to do a quick strike. If we want to control the whole country, yeah, we're going to need boots on the ground. But if we want to take out those Taliban that have decided to regroup and do terrorist crap again, we can hit them pretty hard, pretty quick. So we really don't need to be there like we are now. So in my opinion, and this is strictly my opinion, I'm glad we're pulling out. I am glad that we're doing this. And some people are giving Biden crap for it. This is Trump's plan. Whether we like it or not, this is Donald Trump's plan. This was his plan. And Biden is sticking to it for the most part. He is trying to stick to it. We'll see. Who knows? The Taliban may do something that makes us need to stay. Who knows? We'll find out. If September 11th comes around and we still got a bunch of troops in Afghanistan, we'll know that this is just lip service and Biden trying to do stuff, to get his base off his ass. But we need to focus on what's important. And what's important to our country right now is the true threats, China and Russia. They are our true threats right now, not Afghanistan. I'd be interested to know what you think. I'm sure there are some that's going to disagree with me, and that's fine. I like people to disagree with me. You know why? Because it starts a conversation. It gets people engaged. If you disagree with me, that's fine. Put it in the comments. If you agree with what I say, that's fine. Put it in the comments. It doesn't matter to me whether you agree or disagree with me. I just want our country to become engaged again as a society and engaged in what we're doing as a country. So until the next video, I hope you have a great week and stay safe. Thank you very much. Bye.